Jim Rotz, your old man outdoors. Just got back from a camping trip, and now if I want to get the rooftop tent off my truck instead of hauling it around everywhere, generally speaking, I have to find 3 other friends and maybe we can lift it off. However, to avoid that, besides the fact that I'm not sure I have 3 friends, I've come up with a way to remove and reinstall my rooftop tent by myself. I'm going to show you that today. You do need a garage or barn with a high enough roof that you can back it underneath, but beyond that it's pretty simple to set up, not too expensive. Let's see it. Inside the pole barn, I've mounted 2 small 12-volt powered ATV winches. Got them at Harbor Freight for about 50 bucks a piece. They're mounted that the cable runs up towards the ceiling. We've got a pulley right there. The cable runs across to where we have another pulley and the hook, and that's all the mechanicals we need. Once you have the truck parked in the right place, it's time to take the clamps off the rooftop tent that are holding it to the truck. I typically do this by hand, the tightening, but when you're loosening them up, a battery operated drill with a, at least for me, 13mm socket works just as well, and it's a lot quicker. Now, working off the tailgate or a step stool, I've put 2 straps around the rooftop tent. We're going to lower the hooks down, hook them onto the straps, get the straps nice and tight, and we'll be ready to lift her off. And we're ready to go. Raise it a little bit at a time, either one, till we get it up and away from the truck. Once I've got it raised all the way up to the rafters as far as it'll go, I put a secondary strap around each end. That's those heavy duty purple straps to make sure there's no way it's going to fall. And then I loosen up the winches and loosen up those cables so they're not squeezing the tent the entire time. But it just rides up there in the ceiling of the garage, just waiting for the next time I want to use it. When you want to put it back on the tent, all you got to do is reverse the process. So the first thing to do at this point, once I've made sure the 2 black straps are tight, those are the straps that go to the actual ATV winches, I get those tight and I pull up the pulleys and the winches tight so that I can take the pressure off the spare straps, the purple straps, and get them off. So, looks like the purple straps are loose. I just need to release those and we'll be ready to put a truck underneath. At this point, purple straps are off. The truck is generally in the right spot. Doesn't need to be exact. And we're going to use the winches to lower the rooftop tent down onto my Yakima overhaul racks. Now that that's in place, I can actually by myself shift it around a little bit, get it exactly where I want it. For me, we get the back end just about even with the back of the truck, and we should be gold. So I'm going to adjust the truck here, or adjust the tent onto the truck, and be ready to clamp her down. the hooks up out of the way a little bit, just so I don't have to deal with them or accidentally hook anything with them. I've actually marked the bottom of the tent with a couple small marks that I know exactly where to drop it onto this truck, or frankly any truck, possibly like a blue truck that I've had these racks on. As far as from front to back, I'm good. Side to side, I have some other marks. I can adjust it that way, but I also, just to be safe, use a tape measure. Just measure from the end of the rack to the tent on both sides, make sure that's equal, and we're pretty much good. Once the tent's where I've got it, I just need to move these brackets into place, and then I tighten them up. Get a lot of it tightened up with a drill with a socket on it, but I don't tighten them all the way. It's a good way to strip things out or booger up that soft aluminum bracket. I tighten them up with a ratcheting end wrench. Once all the clamps are on, I go back through, give them a quick check, make sure that they're snug without being so tight they're going to strip out. And with that, I'm ready to camp. I know this system's kind of a do-it-yourself, but maybe there's some variation of it will work for you. Just make sure you do everything safely and keep camping. We'll see you.